I'm so tired. I can't do anything. I'm exhausted. I'm burned out. Stop doing that. If you do that, you're imprinting on your subconscious that you are tired. And that's against what you really need. So forget your lack. And just ask Baba to send you his special kind of energy. And breathe it in. We've got to be Baba's army. He needs all of us to take his message as much as possible into the world, so that instead of being scared, instead of running away, we can face whatever happens. And it doesn't matter what the future is. Whatever happens, don't worry about it. Don't try to figure out what's going to happen. Just ask, what's happening right now? Okay, Baba, how do you want to use me in this situation right now? If we really rely on Baba, and it really is surrender, trust and accept, we've had his promise. He will guide us whatever our future is. I think many people are extremely anxious, some of them even frightened by all the predictions, and I don't approve of stirring up a lot of fear. You start at the place where the two circles touch, and you imagine or visualize or draw, starting at the place where they touch and going around the way the hands of a clock go, clockwise. Your mind will go off, and I'm sure those of you who try to meditate, your monkey mind will take you off to what you should have been doing yesterday.
The irrepressible Phyllis Krystal. With an eye on turning 97 years of age, Miss Krystal refuses to slow down. These recordings are from her Sri Satya Sai Baba retreat in Houston, Texas. In the 1950s, Miss Krystal embarked upon an experiment to make regular contact with an inner source of wisdom, which she eventually called the High C for higher consciousness. Her seminars and talks on this, as well as her talks on the lessons of her spiritual teacher Sai Baba, continue to take her all over the world. Welcome to Souljourns. These talks were given in Houston, Texas in the summer of 2010.
I've forgotten the term you have for it that involves traveling into other realms that give you information. And Ted and I were wondering if you have information for us about the future, and possibly not, and or if you have any encouraging words for us about the golden age, which we're on. Swami tells us we're on the cusp of the golden age that he's come to bring. This center and the Dallas Center are particularly concerned about that, and so are all of us.
I think many people are extremely anxious, some of them even frightened by all the predictions, and I don't approve of stirring up a lot of fear. I feel it's important to give people hope and give people something to do to prepare for whatever the future brings. We don't know what it is, so let's be prepared for whatever comes. And when we follow Baba's teachings, and when we follow the method that I've been taught, it gives us tools to prepare us for the future. Because if we really rely on Baba, and it really is surrender, trust and accept, we've had his promise. He will guide us whatever our future is. And we have to remember that whatever happens to us is the way we are able, in this particular yuga, which is the Kali Yuga, the most negative of all of them, we are able to balance a lot more of our old negative karma than at any other time. So it's a big opportunity for all of us. And many of us are saying that it's almost too much. I know I do very often. I frequently say to Baba, wouldn't you like to give me one period where I could take a deep breath between challenges? No, we're not in this particular time. But as we live our lives according to the way He's taught us, and as we work in the world in whatever area we are, we can give people hope, and that's one of my favorite things to do. People come to me for a single session and they're crying or they're miserable and they have very sad faces. And when I can show them that we can all change, we can all look at life in a different way, and I can put my finger on perhaps what their biggest problem might be and give them a way to take care of it, then they go out smiling. And believe me, that's the most wonderful gift anybody could receive. So I always thank them for giving me that gift. But that's my approach, not making people scared of the future. That is not working. That's not conducive to our being able to face it. We've got to be Baba's army. He needs all of us to take his message as much as possible into the world, so that instead of being scared, instead of running away, we can face whatever happens. And we can if we keep in touch with Swami and constantly ask, how do you want me to use me in this particular situation I'm in right now? And if we do it every day, all day long, you won't succeed to start with, but as you proceed, as you practice, you'll find that you're much more in contact. And then you are not the doer. Baba is always saying, we're not the doers. He's the doer. We're the instrument. And we don't choose how he's going to use us as his instrument. We just accept whatever he brings. And he will do that whenever we ask. So we can look into the future, not with fear, not wanting to run away, not scared of what's going to happen, not trying to hide, but just to face it, knowing that if we keep in touch with Baba, the Baba within, we will be taken through whatever happens. I've watched it time and time again, and it always works. So it's a matter of surrender, trust, and accept. Surrender only to Baba. He's the only one you can trust, and that means your real self, which is a counterpart of him. And then just accept anything that comes and keep asking for his help. That's the recipe for the future. And it doesn't matter what the future is. Whatever happens, don't worry about it. Don't try to figure out what's going to happen. Just ask, what's happening right now? Okay, Baba, how do you want to use me in this situation right now? And then just do it. And you'll get all kinds of ideas coming into your head that you never would have thought of. So I hope that answers the question. Does that answer the question, Jody? Thank you, Baba. I don't know the answers, but I can always trust that he will give them to me. And we have to trust too. We have to trust him, that he will take us through the problems, whatever they might be, and we will be helpful for all of the people who are still scared to death. I would like to tell a story of some very good friends of mine when I was still in Munich in Germany. The whole family, the mother, the father, and the daughter, were in Haiti over Christmas and New Year. And the mother and father had left Haiti itself and were in Santo Domingo. But their daughter wanted to stay an extra 4 days, so she stayed in Haiti. They were not in the earthquake, she was. And they didn't know whether she was alive or dead for 5 days. And then finally they found that she had died. And her father had gone to search for her and brought her body back. And it was such a shock for him that he also died of a heart attack. So my little friend Krista lost both her daughter and her husband at the same time. Now, I have been able for many years to get in touch with people after they've died, particularly if it's quite soon afterwards, and just as I did with my daughter when she was killed. So I offered to get in touch, or see if I could get in touch, and Olivia, the daughter, I had heard her voice when I was meditating, and she always had this wonderful, joyful voice on the telephone. She said, "Hello, Phyllis, it's Olivia." And I heard that so constantly, but I didn't know whether she died or whether she was still alive. Nobody knew, so I was afraid to tell anybody. But after she died, she gave such a wonderful message. She said that she had died, and because of the work she had done with me, she knew that she had died. But she realized that there were so many other people who didn't know that they had died, and so she didn't pass over into the other dimension immediately. She stayed in order to help the other people. So here is a young adult who's only 25, and she had a mission, and we've all got a mission too. We can help give people hope. There is no death. Olivia was talking through me to her mother, and she said, "Look, see, I'm still alive, but it's not the same kind of body you have. It's transparent. Look, I can put my whole hand through my arm." And I never would have thought of such a thing. But you see, when we die, we go into a different dimension. We don't have a solid body, but we still do have a body, apparently. So I think this gives hope to many people, that when something comes into our life which ends it, we don't die. In fact, some of us who are very old, and maybe some very ill, leave our old clothes, our old body, and it's like changing our clothes when they're worn out. And when we are born into this life, it's dying from the other side. So it's alternating, and it's a pattern that's been going on for centuries, and we are all in it. So please try to concentrate on Baba and not worry about the future. Stay in the present. The future hasn't arrived yet. The past is gone. You can't do anything about it, but you can do something in the present. So stay in touch with Baba in the present and constantly ask, how do you want to use me now? And if the problems that have been predicted happen, just say, how do you want to use me? I'm your instrument, and you'll be shown. So that's really the message that I want to give to all of you, that we have to trust and then accept, and also to surrender. And Baba will, if we do that, he will show us how he wants to use us. Then we can be part of his army that will bring about a new age. Quite recently, I've been shown a very interesting addition to the original hourglass symbol that we were given. We were given in the work the hourglass symbol for asking Baba to bring us from anywhere in the universe what he knows we need. Because we put a ceiling, we put our own blocks in the way. We only want it if it's this way. We don't want it if it's that way. But we have to rise above that and ask Baba what he wants. So we use the hourglass as a symbol. If you'll remember, the hourglass is a cone, like an ice cream cone, with another one, an inverted one, on the top. And there's a neck and the sand in the top one, which runs down into the bottom one. It's a regular hourglass. And it was given to me a long time ago to move the blocks to what Baba is going to want to give us. He says, I'll give you what you want, but you have, hoping you will ask what I've got, which I have to bring you. And the hourglass will free us to do that, because we put restrictions. Our desires get in the way of what he wants to give us. A desire for what we want and nothing else, or what we don't want. And we were quite fierce about it. But we have to give that up and just say, you know what's best. You know how you want to use us. So we've always used the hourglass on a personal level to ask for whatever whatever he knows we need. We can ask for a partner, we can ask for a car, a house.